Hey there, welcome back. It's another episode of Pirates of the Caribbean, Tides of War, Beginner's Guide. So we talked about so far the top, 6 and 7 buildings that I felt were important to keep on top of. Um, and I don't really talk about, or I'm not really including things like your cannon workshop, weapon workshop, and pub, because those are things that usually go with your gate. Like here, to get this leveled up, I got to have my shipyard up to 13, my fortress up to 13, and I got to build some cannons, which will come with my cannon shop, which is up to 13. So see, those things, the game is going to push you to do those anyway. So but I know one, so like my shipyard, I got to get that up to 12, and then I got to get everything up to 13 so I can get it, and then I can do my gate. So I would say we talked about the crafting building being very important because your gear, and the gear gives you buffs. The other important thing about the gear is that it goes along with your Meister levels. So you want to get these up because as your Meister level increases, look at the buffs that you get with that. So at first it's all just getting your crafting to go faster and getting it to cost less. And then I think later when you get higher up, does it give you some extra? Well, I did notice what it does is the higher up you get, like see here when you're in your 20s, you get 4 buffs. So it would be increase your helmet upgrade chance, decrease the upgrade cost, decrease the crafting cost. Anything that decreases cost is wonderful. Decrease helmet crafting time, and of course you also get speed buffs for crafting as you're doing your everyday things. I think where I'm at now, which is like way down here, see I'm just getting 1 buff per level. Once I get to 6, I'll get 3 buffs, and then I believe 9 is 8 give me 1, 2, okay, so then I think it's 8 is where you start getting your 4 buffs. So that is important. So each one of those will give you buffs. The higher up your Meister level goes. And then you have a master level for trade, which is just sending your stuff off to the ports and selling it. This goes up pretty quickly because you're doing that all the time. Shipbuilding Meister is one that, well, for me, because I wasn't thinking about it, mine is still like down to level 1, which I'm fixing to change. So that's just selling, building and selling your ships is how you get that to go up. And what does that give you? So it decreases building time and cost. So I guess, but hey, when you're higher up, that's important because you don't want to be spending all your time with your ships being over at the shipyard getting built. Let's see. So here's what I was telling you about. So the equipment effect, like right now there's always a default which gives you some buffs, but then as you get everything up to 3 or above, it's nice if you can get them all the same level, but if you at least have, them up to 3, you get extra here, and then when you get them all up to 5, you get some extras on top of that, and it won't show you right now because I'm so tiny that it's like, hey, what are you doing in here? So then I would say after your crafting hall, your ship dock, because your ship dock is where you manage your boats. It lets you have more boats. Okay. And we'll look at this. So like right now I can have 5 ships, and it decreases my ship repair cost. Very important, especially later on when you get bigger and you're going out and doing all these, you know, mermaid conquest, or if you should take part in the world boss and or trying to take over a port, or just trying to, you know, not get killed by the other alliances. Your ships are going to get messed up, and you're not going to want to have to pay all that money to get them fixed again. So that's very important. So then I think up to, okay, 13 is where I'm going to get another ship, and that is where I'm going to start. I think that's where I can build frigates. Let's see, hold on. Alright, 11, what can I build at 12? Okay, flutes, that's it. Flutes are at 13. I want to get up to here, 16. That's where the fun's going to start, because that's where you can start building and selling the galleons. And I think the flute, whatever you call this, is where your, what do they call that? There's some kind of point system that you get. I'll have to look back into it. Everybody was talking about it earlier tonight. But that's where that starts, and that's for trying to get those mammoth galleons without having to put out all that money for packs and stuff. Although they're still extremely rare, no matter what you do, they're extremely rare to come by. So okay, so we talked about our dock, because it allows us to have more ships, and decreases the cost of repairs, because this is where repairs is done. Obviously your shipyard is, and actually shipyard doesn't come up that often when you're upgrading your gate. So I guess that would be the next one besides your dock, because you get to make salvage kits once you get to level 16, which I believe is when you start to make the galleons. And these are going to come in handy, because as you get bigger and things get tougher, it's like I just got hit the other day by another alliance. Sunk 2 of my ships. They were frigates, I believe, because I don't have my heavy galleons yet on my 24, my level 24. And it's like 100 and something, 170 salvage kits to unsink my ship without paying like 20,000 gold, no joke. So the more kits you have and keep those on hand, then hopefully you don't have to be like me right now trying to craft 100 of them 4 at a time. But so yes, that's a very important reason to get your shipyard, keep that up. Yeah, it's like so many important buildings and so little time. And then after that, it's just kind of, you know, whatever you feel like doing, I guess. Now this building here, this is where you're doing all your trading. And so of course the higher up this is, I believe what it is the higher up this is, the farther out, like bigger radius when you do your trade info information. So you do trade info. Got 2 cities that are close by, got the info for them so I can share it with my alliance. But I believe the higher up this goes, the bigger the radius and the max storage of the things that you are, I think we talked about, oh, I think I edited it out, the max storage for what you are getting off the merchant ships, so you don't have to make as many trips out to the ports, because you'll be able to hold more of it, which is good for time maintenance. So actually maybe that's all it does. Maybe it doesn't do a radius on your thing, but it does, look at that, it does let you hold quite a bit of stuff. You could hit a bunch of ships and not have to go to port in between. Okay, So I guess that's probably about it for that. I think next time we will go talk to our tactician guy so his boat can leave, and then we will also talk about pirate skill points. So thank you very much for visiting, and I'll see you on the high seas. Bye.